I don't know, what do you guys want to hear from me? What would you like me to talk about? Yes?
Well, so TED was originally for, like, that select group of people from our society who are really high up and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that with this and other projects like this around the world, when more people are accessing it and looking at it, do you think they'll have to change how they perceive it, or you might have to bring in different, like, broaden, although it's already really broad, would you have to broaden even more the
content that we present at the conference?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're trying to, well, so I'll give you a little bit about the history of TED, too. So it was founded not by, my boss is Chris Anderson, and he bought TED from the founder, Richard Saul Wurman. And Richard founded TED 26 years ago, and he kind of started it based on the idea that this was going to be the ultimate dinner party. You know, just he would have people come around and talk that were all people that he wanted to get to know or be around. And it was really, you know, really exciting back then. And I actually, you know, used to go to TED then when he ran it, and it was great. And that's why Chris, you know, bought it from him. And then his foundation bought it, and it has. He is definitely you know, someone. He's a world changer and wants to really. He wants to spread ideas. So his foundation bought it, and our mission is to spread ideas around the world. The conference itself is, you know, there's a certain amount, you know, there's a certain size it can be and all that capacity-wise. So for the live conference, I don't see that that'll change so much. But what we really do try to do is, so the February TED, the one that's in Long Beach, is based on just great cutting-edge ideas. And we tend to find more speakers. It tends to be a little U.S.-centric. Then we have TED Global, which is in Oxford in the summer, and it's got a definite global angle to it. So in that case, in all cases, we're really trying to pick the best ideas out there. In that case, we're really looking around the world for the best ideas that we can find out about. And then we've done events that were kind of one-time events. We did a TED in Africa, and we did a TED in India. The Africa one was focused on the continent, and the India one was focused on South Asia and largely in India. So in those cases, you know, we kept the content really regionally focused and tried to find people just doing great work or exploring, you know, the usual TED format, but regionally based then. So, I mean, I think what we want to do is just continue to keep it as broad as we can, still fitting with the theme and just about leading edge ideas.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How do the speakers like adapt their content and their speech to the audience? Like, do they have to make any changes? Like, if I don't know, like for the TED speakers who talk to kids at the kids conferences, do they have to?
Yeah.
How do they like appeal, like make their ideas sound more like interesting to them and stuff like that?
Well, that's a really interesting question, and so the kids events that have happened have not been official TED events; they've been TEDx events, which is TEDx is you guys may know this, but I'll just give you the quick lowdown in case you don't. But it's along with our mission of spreading ideas, we want to enable people to put on TED-like events. So the TEDx events are independently licensed, and people just say, hey, I want to do this event, and we say, great, go, and basically. And so the people who put on the kid events, it's not really us. I was fortunate enough to co-hosted TEDx at SSMU last year, and you guys know that there was a Kids Day, and we're doing it again this next year, and it was so incredible. And I think that pretty much the speakers got a brief to, you're talking to kids, but don't dumb down the content, because we know, you guys are watching these talks that they were they were written for adults. You know, those talks are the talks that were given to the adult audience, and you all clearly have a great understanding of them, and you know, that's, like, I think such a great thing for speakers to keep in mind. Now, when sort of the first part of your question, you know, was more like, how do they change their content for the audience? I do think that the TED audience generally is much different than what they're used to. And for one thing, they're a really warm audience. You know, when the speakers come in, this audience is accepting and wants them to succeed. But it's also like a tough group of really smart people, and you know, they know that they have to kind of give the talk of their lives. So a lot of speakers have come to TED, then kind of realize. I guess this is before we had the talks online, but they'll come and then realize what we're all about, and then, you know, you'll see them on the first day, and they'll go, I have to go back to my hotel room right now. I'm going to totally rewrite my talk because I realize I've got to really make it sink. And so I think, you know, the 18-minute format pretty much means they can't repurpose another speech, too. I mean, you know, and we really encourage them not to. And we work with the speakers ahead of time, too. You know, we know what they're going to talk about. We talk about, you know, with them what the best way to communicate their ideas, and some of them are really, really open to feedback, and we talk to them a lot about it. Some, you know, we don't talk to quite as much, but I think now, too, they have a lot of great examples of what's online to, you know, kind of base their talk on for that audience. Yeah.
How is it for you meeting all these different variety of people, the speakers? How has that been for you? Have you taken away a lot from that?
Oh, yeah, from what you guys wrote?
Well, meeting some of the...
Oh, meeting them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I feel so fortunate. I feel like I have the luckiest job in the world because I get to, basically, my job is to read about things that are really interesting, and then to get to meet the people who are doing them and ask them lots of questions and stuff, and you know, many of them are just so nice and giving, and they just, you know, they work so hard to get their idea or their work out there, and to be able to have the chance to, you know, to share it is really exciting to them. So it's fun to get the chance. Oops. Hold on, my screen went totally dark. Do you guys see me or not? Oh, there we go. That was my computer. Okay. But, you know, it's been amazing. I've learned so much. And, you know, one thing that I've learned that is just like a life lesson, I think, is that everyone, even these incredibly smart speakers, are all people, and they all, you know, they love for you to ask them about what they're doing. They get excited talking about it, and you know, don't feel shy about ever asking questions. When you have speakers come in and Skype with you and stuff like that, they're so excited to be talking to you guys, and you know, I think they're all just people doing really great work.